Somebody has asked, what's the deal with you and Nancy Maney and CAST? It's possible that other people are also asking. CAST is the Coalition to Abolish Slavery and Trafficking. They're headquartered in Los Angeles. Nancy Maney is an ex-Sea Org person, like myself. We know each other. We have corresponded a bit over the last couple of years. The last thing that transpired between us before this latest situation with CAST and Scientology was when I received what I believed was a virus that came from her email address. So she and I talked on the phone at that time because I have her number, and that was the last time until recently. And I just want to lay out really all of the documents that are available, all of the evidence that I have, any thoughts that I have, and, essentially to lay out what my case is in this whole situation, because there have been various claims made against me, various assertions, and also because I have felt extremely threatened at this time regarding what has transpired just within the last week between me and Nancy and in relation to CAST and Scientology. And Nancy posted, or someone posted it for her, a letter to Ex-Scientologist message board, and this other person, I'm really glad he did, but said he had her permission to copy and paste it regarding help for people who are coming back into mainstream. She is an excellent resource and is working diligently as she can to help these people. Okay, so then this person who was Leapfrog, and this is on 10th of August, I probably got it, I believe 11th of August, my time. So I'm reading her email. I am really at a crushing point right now. I have not gotten responses from earlier emails I have sent to this and other boards, so I'm going to make this caps clear as I can. I am in touch with a group that helps people for free. Now, I know you might find that strange, but it is true. You have to meet their criteria, but after much discussion on that criteria, I cannot imagine a Sea Org member who would not meet their criteria. She must mean ex-Sea Org member, because obviously someone would have to be outside the Sea Org unless they were running, a serious operation, which doesn't seem necessary in this particular case, in that there exists a friendliness, so no necessity for Scientology to send a Sea Org member as a covert operative into CAST. So she must mean ex-Sea Org member, and that's how I interpreted it, and of course I am an ex-Sea Org member. She continues, once you meet their criteria, you are then given a lawyer of your own and whatever social services you as an individual may need. And it is absolutely true. I would love to have a lawyer of my own who could deal with my defense against Scientology, and it happens to be right there in that jurisdiction, so it would really make a lot of sense. And social services, she continues, these social services could include a place to live and food, to medical services, dental services. I'm sure they would offer at least the high school education to all those that never got it, and possibly some training for a well-paying job in society. So I'm thinking the organization was extremely bad on my health, and it continues to be. It creates in me a particular psychophysiological condition, which manifests itself in the way that I am in the world. So there's a physical need in that sense. There's a definite dental need. I mean, who on earth in Scientology, unless you were, the cult head himself or a couple of his hench guys, who really got serious dental services, given the conditions and stress that they were under, given the type of food that they were under, given the type of amount of time that they had for hygiene and taking care of themselves, given their absolute poverty. I'll bet you that there's a whole slew of people who have left the cult, and long-term people who have dental needs which have not been taken care of. I myself stupidly lost a tooth inside Scientology that I did not need to lose, but as a direct result of the cult saving a few bucks and having a tooth pulled rather than using professional dental practices to keep it. And my dental problem, in a sense I've been blessed with decent teeth, but there are people inside, I bet. So I thought, dental services, that's excellent, and even a high school education. I don't have a high school education, and if they were to facilitate education of some kind at this point, I might be willing. I'd probably be scared, because as soon as the cult learned about it, they'd probably have an operative in my classroom. But nevertheless, I think, like, to be offered, to be recognized, to your need to be recognized, and someone to talk to you about what kind of an education you would like, to make you an even more contributing member of society. I would love to have that made available to me and be able to talk to someone who had that interest in life. But the most important thing for me, the most significant, was this offer of being given a lawyer of my own. And my legal battle with Scientology has just moved by, I guess, 28 years. They first sued me in August 2nd of 1982, and they still have jail sentences against me in California. They still use the orders that they've obtained against me to deny me a livelihood and deny me my basic civil rights around the world. So to have a lawyer who is willing to come forward, and boy, I understand how complex this is and what it's like really for a lawyer to go up against Scientology. But nevertheless, there was the offer, made complete sense. I certainly was such a person with such a need. This thing caught my eye, and I was both very intrigued, and I suppose I thought that maybe there was a scintilla of hope in this. When I saw it, and knowing something about Nancy, I thought, oh, I know there's some connection between her and the Catholic Church or Catholic organizations. And I thought, oh, maybe the Catholic Church is coming to these people's rescue, because I have met people within the Catholic Church who have wisdom, who are courageous, And I thought maybe they have put their incredible organizations, monster organizations like Catholic Charities or the whole church itself, the whole body of Christ as they would look at it. And they're looking at this and saying, hey, we got to take a stand. And they certainly have the power and resources for lawyers and for feeding people and safe places and dentists. I'll bet there's a few Catholic dentists in the United States and probably even here in Canada. So that was what I first thought, that it could be Catholic Charities or somebody within the Catholic Church has risen up and is taking a stand, and therefore this makes real sense. And I thought an organization like that with obviously smart lawyers, very smart, learned theologians, and heads of their organizations, yeah, they could get behind a case like mine. And, this definitely got my interest, and I thought, I meet all those criteria. Continuing with Nancy's letter. This is a gift for us and all our friends, and I cannot believe that all XSO members have made up for all they lost while in the group. Right, exactly. So I lost 12 and a half years inside Scientology, and since I've left, it's going on 29 years. And they have worked actively and as a concentrated body to destroy my basic civil rights, to beastify me around the world, and essentially in their minds and hearts and in society and within everyone's minds and in reality out there in the physical world, to have me obliterated. That's their determination and their policy. So, yeah, it has been very traumatic. I have to recognize, as strong as I am, that I have been affected by this, and I'm affected in both mental and physical ways. And in fact, during this incident here, I've undergone a series of heart-related phenomena that are exceptional, unique and painful and somewhat threatening in my life. But yeah, this continues, and therefore I have a claim, but it breaks down into sets of things in order to fit them into a legal context. I have a legal claim against Scientology, and I am the present target of unlawful actions against me that Scientology has brought, and the unlawful product, effects, results of these unlawful actions. Their contract is unlawful.